Hello students, how are you all? I hope you'll are fine and safe at home. We are here to guide you with your interesting chapter of social science. I am Subin Thomas Verghese, your social science teacher. Today we are going to start with our first chapter of history, that is where, when and how. So what is where? Where talks about place, when talks about time, and how talks about what ways. Before starting with this chapter, we must try to understand what is history and why do we study history. So let's start. What is history? History talks about the changes that occur over a time period. That means how things were in the past and how things have changed. That is what history says. I will explain this with an example of ancient period of Indus Valley civilization, that is Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. During this period, everything was ancient. Coins, languages, the people's dressing style, etc. But now the things have changed. Now everything has been modernized. The building has been made up of concretes and many more things. That is what is shown over here. So history studies about this change. That's why we describe history as before and after. Now we are going to start with our first topic of the chapter, that is time frame. So what is time frame? Time frame talks about our Indian history that is divided into three periods. First is ancient, second is medieval, and third is modern period. So what is ancient period? Ancient period talks about Hindu period, the period of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Second period talks about medieval period, the period of Mughals, that is Muslim. Third period talks about British period, that is their arrival, their annexation and their conquering towards the different part of our country. We have already familiar with these topics. How come? Ancient period, that is Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, we have already discussed this in our 6th standard history textbook. Second, medieval, that is Mughal period, we have already discussed this in our 7th standard history textbook. Now, the modern period, the Britishers period, that we will be discussing in our 8th standard history textbook. So what is modern period? Modern period talks about the development phase of the history. That means development in social, economical, political and cultural aspects. In our country India, the modern period starts with the death of Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb was the last strongest Mughal ruler. He died in the year 1707. Modern period was first started in European continent during 14th and 17th centuries. This modern period gave to the rise of European Renaissance. Now what do you mean by the Renaissance? Renaissance is all about rebirth. In simple term, it means development. So rebirth in cultural, artistic, political and economical. This European Renaissance led to humanism, which means a belief that human needs and values are more important than religion. Because of this Renaissance, it has improved the human's interest towards music, painting, sculptures, etc. Few sculptures and paintings we can see in this picture. This is the best example of European Renaissance. In 1453 CE, Turks took control over the trade routes. Now what is trade routes? See, these red markings are trade routes. Trade route is a long distance route that are used for transportation of goods and services. We can also term it as business routes. This trade route also led European towards eastern part of the country. East signifies as southeast part of Asian continent, that is India, Sri Lanka, likewise. Now you all must be thinking, why India? Because India was a resourceful country during those period. and India was also known as Golden Bird. In Hindi, we term it as Sone ki Chidiya. India was rich in milk, spices, gold, diamond, indigo, etc. Due to these rich resources, foreign traders were attracted towards our subcontinent India. Because of this attraction, they wanted to discover a sea route to India. Likewise, few famous explorers came in. The Spanish explorer Ferdinand Magellan, Portuguese explorers Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama. These explorers made a remarkable achievement in finding sea routes. Now let's discuss about these explorers. Christopher Columbus. He sailed west and reached America in the year 1492, which he thought was India. Vasco da Gama discovered a sea route to India by traveling east around the continent of Africa, arriving in 1493. So Vasco da Gama was the one who has discovered the first sea route to India. Because of these discoveries, there came the emergence of imperialism. Now, what is imperialism? Imperialism talks about kingship, state ruled by kings. Because of these discoveries, gave an invitation to the new invaders to invade the Asian continent. In the mid of 18th century, major development took place, such as Industrial Revolution. Now, what is Industrial Revolution? Industrial Revolution is all about manufacturing and production of goods and services, not by using hand but by using modern technologies in a very large scale factories. This Industrial Revolution led us to the inventions of cotton gin, power loom, steam engine. Power loom and cotton gin are the machines that are mainly used in cotton textile industries for the production of clothes. Many other inventions like shipbuilding, mariner's compass, and astrolabe. This astrolabe and mariner's compass are used as navigation. This navigation facilitated the process of sea routes during this period. Through these various discoveries, Europeans got to know about the vast areas all around the world. The race for capturing these new unexplored areas resulted in the establishment of various colonies. Now, what is colonies? Colonies are the areas that are ruled and administered, controlled by Britisher. This is how Europeans were attracted towards the different parts of the continent of the world as shown in this picture. This picture is all about new geographical areas emerged that were the colonies, or else we can say that were controlled by the European continent. So this is Europe, and these are the continents that were controlled by European. That is Africa, Australia and Pacific, Asia and the Far East, Middle East and America. So all these were the colonies of the European continent.